Good morning, everybody. I know it's been a minute. Couple of things I just want to check in with you about. One of which is I need to focus. And I sat down the other day. I wrote out a little schedule for myself, and I have some recipes coming. You can be looking for the first one of those one day next week. I figured if I write down the schedule and what I'm going to be making beforehand, it kind of helps me stay focused, stay on task, see what I need for that video. Off topic, a couple of things have happened that have prevented me from one way or another from doing a video. Sometimes life just gets overrun with a lot of things that you really have to address in that moment. So videos kind of have to go to the wayside for a second, and that's kind of what happened here. It started in February when our car died, our only car, and we are still in the process of working towards getting a car. There's been many other factors, and amongst all that I really don't want to get into here. But there's been that. My cat died last week, Buddy, my white cat. And I think he was sick for a while. But yeah, he died last week. And then I don't know, there's just been like a lot of things with the kids, a lot of things with just regular home type of stuff. So yeah, how is everybody doing? I know it's been a minute. I know sometimes I try to post here and then I try to post on Facebook. So I just want to check in to see how everybody is. We, knock on wood, are all doing well. I keep moving around because my arm's uncomfortable. Sorry about that. I know I look like an atrocious mess right now, but it is what it is, right? So one thing I want to touch on is, I've been doing YouTube for several years now. I'm not as big as a lot of the YouTubers that started around the time I did, which was around 2011 is I think when I did my first video. And I have to say, YouTube, even back then in 2011, is so different today than it was then. And I noticed low-key, like, small changes throughout the years of people that are in their homes. They are either doing cooking videos, makeup videos, or some kind of tutorial, or just gabbing. And there seems to be a difference in the quality. There seems to be like this mass-produced, over-scripted, and completely over-dramatized content. And that always put me off because it's like I could see this happening back then where it seemed like YouTube was taking a more commercial route than it was what it was originally intended for. I am so sorry, I'm moving all over the place. Anyway, it just seems like that was what was trying to be pushed, where YouTube was not intended for, anything scripted or produced, or there's managers here, there's managers there, there's production companies there, there's production companies here. That always confused me because it's like, are we merging TV with YouTube? Because it seems like that's what it is. That's like the going thing. If you look at bigger YouTubers, you'll see that they've had a career or somewhat of a career on TV. You know, there's one person in particular that comes to mind that she has been on a half a dozen TV shows for a different number of reasons, all the way from like My Strange Addiction, Ellen DeGeneres, and a bunch of other shows before her channel really took off. And it almost makes me question the, how valid she is when she says that she's being authentic. Because truth be told, if I didn't know any better, and I'm not a doctor and I'm not trying to make a diagnosis by any stretch of the imagination, but if I didn't know these things going into watching her videos, I would swear she has multiple personality disorder, which is now known as DID. And that's not a joke. I mean, if I didn't know these things watching her videos, I would swear I would be worried for her. As I guess a lot of people are. My concern is a lot of these people, a lot of these bigger YouTubers have a following that's very young. And they're talking about very inappropriate things. And granted, I mean, I am not Pollyanna here, okay? My kids have heard me swear. My kids have heard me say some off-the-cuff things from time to time. But I believe that there is a boundary. There is a limit that you don't cross. And it's like you want to keep their innocence. And it seems like the people that are being pushed onto them are not exactly the best role models. Granted, some of these people I enjoy watching. I'm sure many other people do too. That's why they're so big, right? But it's not appropriate for children. And what really infuriates me about this is they're not a nanny. They're not your kid's babysitter. They're definitely not an idol, and it's not something that they should fangirl over or fanboy over or have some kind of idol worship for. But yet, the culture is today that parents just throw their kids in front of a device and say, here, watch this because I don't want to deal with you, is basically the attitude that's happening. And these kids are being subjected to very awful things, in my opinion. Not that these YouTubers are awful people. They're doing content that is predominantly supposed to be for adults. And children are picking up on it. And children are the ones that are buying the merch, that are subscribing to the channels, that are making those view counts go completely bonkers. And they continue to do this. I don't understand. I try to take responsibility with my channel, and if I make a mistake, I own it, right? And I don't treat people in a way that I myself wouldn't want to be treated in a situation. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm not saying that, my attitude is the end all be all. No. But there comes a point where you have to understand that personal responsibility is a big deal. It's a big deal. And it's like, if you can't teach that to your audience who are very young, then what are you really here for? Are you here for because, it makes money? Or are you looking for some other outlet aside from YouTube? I mean, I just don't understand it. And I don't understand these parents that are just like, oh yeah, my 4-year-old has a laptop and a tablet and she can get on there and access anything she wants to at any given time. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Maybe I'm too old, maybe I come from a generation where we didn't have internet at our fingertips. We didn't have the whole keyboard warrior mentality that, I can say and do whatever I want to because people don't know it's really me type of attitude. If we wanted to discuss things, there was a telephone that we called people on. There was the opportunity of walking to their house, knocking on their door, and having a face-to-face conversation. And I really believe that a lot of this culture situation that we have going on is completely disconnected because you don't have that face-to-face. You don't actually humanize the person that you're trying to demonize, right? this whole canceled culture is ridiculous to me, because if you really want to do some damage to somebody, it's more than just unsubscribing. Stop watching their content. An example right now is James Charles. Everybody's watching his subscriber count go down, but what they're not paying attention to is his watch time minutes are higher than they ever have been. And that's not going to be enough to cancel somebody. And you can have your own opinion on that. I have my own. It is what it is, but I have noticed, even when I started to do my channel and make YouTube videos and stuff, the beauty part of YouTube has always been filled with drama. Always. There's always been some sort of backlash. The reason why gossip sites like, I can't remember the name of it, it's like Guru Gossip or something like that, was the beauty community on YouTube. That's exactly what caused it to even start to begin with. And then it merged out to like all these other different branches and all these different genres. But the beauty community on YouTube has always had an element of drama behind it. When I was really young, probably, I don't know, maybe 8, 9 years old, I wanted to be a cosmetologist, and I was into hair and makeup well into like my senior year in high school. Things in my life changed where it sent me on a different direction, a different path, and I don't regret it. But I always liked watching beauty tutorials and makeup and hair tutorials and things like that. And I'm kind of glad I never went down that road with my channel. I very well could have. I have a lot of tips and tricks that if you don't have a lot of money to work with, you can substitute for other things. But I'm glad I never went down that road, because I don't like drama. I don't like just the mere fact that if you don't like somebody, then you can just bully the absolute crap out of them and then make them disappear. Like, no, I don't like that idea. I never subscribed to that channel. I did when I was younger. I was all about that life when I was like in high school and stuff, but I think that's just the age, right? But some adults do not grow up out of high school. We deal with that on a regular basis in our personal lives and sometimes our professional lives, where that high school bully mentality of, very cliquey and things like that, it never leaves some people. I know some people that are in their 50s that act no different than a high school sophomore. And it's off-putting. And these people are in positions that, I'm sorry, they really shouldn't be in with that attitude. And some people could say that I have an attitude. I probably do, towards people that just want to cause problems for people and cause drama because they're bored with their own lives or they're not happy in their own life. I don't know. It's just a little tangent, and I don't know if it will ever be fixed. And, I have my own theories on why these people are so-called canceled when they're really not. And I think it has a lot more to do with money than what is being admitted to. So anyway, I went on a little tangent. I apologize. I'm not a drama channel. It's just, I feel that I've been on this platform for such a long time that I'm kind of fed up. I am fed up with the way things are being perceived on here. I am fed up with the way people are just pushing an agenda that I don't feel is appropriate, and that I don't believe that that's exactly how YouTube was even founded upon. Like, I highly frown on overproduced, over-manufactured. You're in your kitchen. You really need a hair and makeup person? I mean, come on. If you can't throw on a layer of foundation and some blush and things like that, but you have to hire somebody to do it. Exactly where do you think you are? You know, this isn't an HBO production. This is friggin' YouTube. I almost said something else. It's YouTube. I mean, come on. And then I hear about all these people that want to do collabs with people and they cancel on them and yada, 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 yada. It happens, right? It happens because you can't go through life thinking that everybody's going to have the same intentions that you have. You can have the most positive intentions of all. And there's going to be that one person. There's always that one person that is either adversarial or just not a good person, or they just say things because they feel like they should say them and then leave somebody hanging because that's their entertainment. And at the end of the day, you have to look at it from the perspective that it says more about them than it will ever say about you. And you have to say it, you have to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? You kind of have to, like, it is what it is situation. You know, you're never going to get that closure. You're never going to get that apology that you might want. And you have to be accepting of that. And sometimes you have to forgive without an apology, just for your own mental state, because you have to understand not everybody is going to go through life in a positive, and almost have like your best interest at heart way. They're not going to do that. They come from a completely different set of experiences than you do. And you just have to stay true to who you are. You have to keep on plugging away and keep on doing what you do. And only you know your intentions, right? So if you come from a place of good, if you come from a place of really good intentions and caring and loving, that's all you can do. Don't expect somebody else to have those same intentions that you do. But anyway, I trailed off. And I think I'm going to go. But just remember, sometime next week, I'll be having a recipe. I want to plug more recipes than I do talky talk videos. But I have to get organized, guys. So it was nice checking in with you guys. I hope you are all doing well, and I will see you next week.